Welcome to AM Story Archives. Before we begin, take 1 second, yes, just one, and hit that like button. Drop a comment about where you're watching from, and subscribe or follow the page. It helps this story reach more people who need to hear it. Trust me, today's story is one you don't want to miss. If someone offered you $100,000 to disappear for 30 days, no phone, no contact, no trace, would you take it? Daniel Reeves did. And by the time those 30 days were over, he wished he never had. Daniel wasn't a reckless man. He was 34, a data analyst living in Chicago, the kind of guy who double-checked expiration dates and locked his doors twice. His life was stable, predictable, and painfully empty. Every morning he woke up at 6:30, brewed the same coffee, wore the same style of shirts, and stared at spreadsheets until his eyes burned. Evenings were worse, microwave dinners, and silence thick enough to hear his own heartbeat. He didn't hate his life, he just didn't feel it. So when the email arrived, it didn't feel like a scam. It felt like an escape. The subject line read, 30 days, no contact, $100,000. At first, Daniel laughed, but curiosity pulled him in. The email was precise, almost surgical in its wording. No phone, no internet, no communication with anyone. A designated location would be provided. All necessities would be covered. Payment guaranteed upon completion. And one line stood out more than anything else. This is not an experiment. This is an observation. Daniel hesitated. Then he replied. 3 days later, he was on a plane to Montana. The location? A remote cabin, miles from the nearest town, surrounded by dense forest. No neighbors, no signal, just silence. When he arrived, a man in a gray jacket handed him a key and a printed agreement. No introduction, no explanation. 30 days. If you leave early, you get nothing. He signed, and just like that, the man left. The cabin was surprisingly comfortable. Stocked fridge, running water, books, even a fireplace. But no television, no radio, no clocks. That last part bothered him more than anything. The first few days were peaceful. Daniel read books he hadn't touched in years. He cooked real meals. He walked through the forest, breathing air that felt cleaner than anything he'd known. For the first time in years, his mind slowed down. He started thinking about his childhood, his failed relationships, the way he let life pass by without ever questioning it. He even smiled. But on what he guessed was day 6, something changed. It started with a sound, a knock. Daniel froze. 3 sharp knocks on the front door. He stared at it, heart pounding. No one was supposed to be here. He approached slowly, every step cautious. "Hello?" he called. No response. He opened the door. No one. Just trees and silence. He told himself it was nothing. Maybe wood shifting, maybe an animal. But that night he couldn't sleep. The next day he noticed something strange. The food in the fridge had changed. Not completely, but slightly. Items he remembered eating were back. A half-empty milk carton was full again. The bread he finished reappeared. Daniel stood there, staring, confusion creeping in. He hadn't imagined eating them. Had he? That night, the knocking returned, 3 times. Always 3. Daniel didn't open the door this time. Instead, he sat in the corner, gripping a kitchen knife, listening. The knock stopped, but something worse followed. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps, circling the cabin, crunching leaves, stopping right outside his window. Daniel held his breath, and then a whisper, so faint he almost missed it. "Daniel." He ran to the window and threw it open. Nothing. No one. Just darkness. By what he estimated was day 10, Daniel was unraveling. Sleep came in fragments. His thoughts felt tangled. Time had no meaning. And then he found the journal. It was hidden under the bed, a small, worn notebook. Inside, entries, written in his handwriting. Day 1. Arrived. Feels peaceful. Maybe this is what I needed. Day 3. Starting to feel strange. No clocks. Hard to tell time. Day 5. I heard knocking today. Probably nothing. Daniel's hands trembled. He flipped the pages faster. Day 8. Food is resetting, I think. I don't remember finishing things, but I must have. Day 11. I saw someone outside, or I think I did. It looked like me. Daniel dropped the journal. "No," he whispered. "This isn't real." But it was, because he hadn't written those entries. Not yet. That night, he didn't sleep at all. He sat in the middle of the cabin, staring at the door, waiting, and, right on cue, knock, knock, knock. This time, he opened it. Standing there was himself. Same face, same clothes, same terrified expression. The other Daniel looked just as shocked. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then the other Daniel whispered, "You shouldn't have opened the door." Everything went black. When Daniel woke, he was alone again. The cabin looked normal. Too normal. He checked the journal. A new entry had appeared. Day 15. I opened the door. I saw myself. I think I've been here before. Daniel's breathing became shallow. Before? He searched the cabin. And that's when he found the second journal. This one was older, more worn, filled completely. The entries told a horrifying story. Not of 30 days, but of hundreds. Each cycle was the same. Arrive, relax, notice strange things, hear knocking, see another version of himself, lose memory, start again, over and over and over. The final entry in the second journal read, I think this place resets me, not just the environment, me, my memory, my time. I'm trapped in a loop, and every time I open the door, I replace myself. Daniel staggered back. His mind refused to accept it, but deep down, it made sense. The food resetting, the missing time, the entries he hadn't written yet. He wasn't spending 30 days here. He was reliving them, again and again and again. Panic took over. He grabbed his coat and ran outside. Through the trees, away from the cabin. Branches cut his skin. His lungs burned, but he didn't stop. He couldn't. After what felt like hours, he stopped, because he saw it. The cabin, right in front of him. No, he whispered. He turned, ran the other direction, faster, harder, desperate. And again, the cabin. No matter where he went, it was always there. Daniel collapsed, exhausted, broken, trapped. That night, he made a decision. He wouldn't open the door again, no matter what. Days passed, or maybe weeks. He stopped trying to count. The knocking continued. The whispers grew louder. Sometimes he heard himself screaming outside, begging to be let in. But he resisted, until one night the voice changed. It wasn't his anymore. "Daniel, it's over." He froze. That wasn't his voice. "It's day 30. Hope flickered. Could it be true? "The door is safe now." Daniel approached slowly. His hand trembled as he reached for the knob. He paused, remembering the journal, remembering the warning. But what if this time was different? What if he had made it? He opened the door. Sunlight flooded in, warm, real, and standing there was the man in the gray jacket. "Congratulations," the man said. "You completed the 30 days."
Daniel stepped outside. The air felt different, alive. "Where's the money?" Daniel asked, voice shaking. The man smiled. "You've already been paid." "What?" "With time." Before Daniel could respond, everything faded. Daniel woke up in his apartment, Chicago, 6:30 a.m. His alarm buzzed. His coffee machine clicked on. Everything normal. He sat up, breathing heavily. "It was a dream," he whispered. "It had to be." But then he noticed something on his nightstand. A journal. He slowly opened it. Day 1. Arrived. Feels peaceful. Daniel froze. And then came the knocking 3 times from his apartment door. Here's the truth most people don't realize. We think we're living freely, making choices, moving forward. But how many of us are actually stuck in loops? Same routines, same fears, same decisions, over and over. Daniel's story isn't just about a cabin in the woods. It's about what happens when you stop questioning your life, when comfort becomes a cage, when routine becomes a trap. Because the scariest prison is the one you don't even realize you're in. So ask yourself tonight, are you really moving forward, or are you just opening the same door again and again? If this story made you think, even for a second, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to AM Story Archives. More stories are coming, and the next one might hit even closer to home.